So one of the things I need to get done is we've got the combo ride sitting outside, and a long time ago, it seems, we unfolded it to test it to see how it would work. And I need to get it folded back up and get it out of the way. Now, it took 3 of us to fold those sides down, and it was not easy. So I need a better way to get them folded back up. And about that time, Vevor contacted me and said, hey, is there anything we can do to help you out? And I looked through their product line and said, yeah, I kind of need a winch. So they have this product they call an Electric Hoist Winch 3-in-1. And it looked like it might work because it's meant for both overhead work and it should work horizontally. So I said, sure, go ahead and send me one. So this video is sponsored in part by Vevor. They haven't paid me anything for this other than to send me this winch. And we're going to see how it works, and whether this thing works or it fails miserably, you're going to hear about it. This product arrived while I was on vacation, and it sat out there for the better part of a week, and for part of that week it was raining. So this box has been rained on. So I'm curious to see what the insides are actually going to look like. Shipping on it was really fast. Not that it mattered because I wasn't home anyways. It has that smell to it, like you're walking into a Harbor Freight store. Looks like it was beat around a little bit in delivery. Little gloves. They might fit Jackson. The remote control with an antenna. Replacement brushes. And the battery for the remote. There's the wired remote. That feels all right. I'm going to be cleaning up styrofoam for some time to come. It's geared really low, so when you stop pressing the button, it still runs on for quite a while, so you want to keep that in mind when you're using it. This is where the wired remote attaches. Alright, so there's something interesting. The buttons on this are kind of arbitrary, depends on which way you hold it, and I suppose it makes sense that you would hold this with the cable facing the winch, especially if this was overhead and this was hanging down. That would make sense. I might see if I can take these caps off and actually label them up and down, but that's for another day. Well, there's not much else to test on that. I'm going to vacuum up some of this styrofoam debris and then see about taking this out to the ride and hooking it up. See if we make it work. It does have some real weight to it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Ride of the Week. Each week we scour the internet to bring you a different classic ride that's fallen on hard times.
This week's Ride of the Week is just a bit different. We aren't trying to rescue a ride, we're trying to determine if any of these rides are still left in operation. 50 years ago, Chance made a handful of these Pixie Plaza kiddie rides. At the time it was advertised as a complete kiddie midway in one package. Mounted on one trailer, the Pixie Plaza features 6 exciting rides. These photos were posted in 2019 by Rob Connolly. At the time, it was owned by Conklin Shows, and I have to wonder if this may be the last one in existence. According to posts from 2015 on the Carnival Warehouse forums, there was one running at the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company and another at Worlds of Fun, but I can't find any corroborating evidence that they still exist. So if you happen to know where one of these is sitting, I would really like to find out about it.
And that's been this week's Ride of the Week.
Working better than I expected. Alright, I think we just need to shorten the rigging a little bit. I'll leave links down in the video description where you can check out this winch for yourself. Perfect. Alright, that's not going anywhere. Almost forgot the most important part. That's not going anywhere. Good. This might be the most humid day of the year. If it wasn't for the humidity, this job would have been pleasant. So much better than the 3 people it took to put it down. Busting our backs doing it. So September has been declared World Carnival Month, or perhaps World Fun Fair Month, depending where you live on the globe. So I'm going to make an extra effort to share carnival footage all this month. This time we're going back to April of this year, where we visited Snyder's Attractions. They were set up for what I believe is a first-time event near Greencastle, PA for the Greencastle Spring Fling. This was out in a very secluded area, but they had a nice representation of rides there. If I got any of these rides or manufacturers wrong, let me know down in the comments. Somehow I managed to miss getting footage of the Bear Affairs, the Hampton Umbrella, and the Zamperla Happy Swing. Not quite sure how that happened. So a little bit of a follow-up here. What do I think? Well, it did everything I wanted it to do. I had some concerns going into it. One of the concerns I had was that it was going to be really slow, and that was not the case. It had a decent speed, I thought. It didn't sound at any point like it was on the verge of exploding. I mean, you could hear the motor loading up. It didn't seem to mind, so I'm really happy with that. The only thing I can say, I noticed as the cable was paying out that there were a few places where it was already kinked. So I might say, you know, if you get one of these, to go ahead and pull the cable all the way out and then wind it under tension. It appeared like maybe, you know, it had gotten pulled into a wrap and kinked itself. If you're interested in one of these, I'll leave links down below in the video description that'll take you to this product. The gloves that come with it are a little bit of a joke. I'm not sure. I have small hands and these don't fit me. The wireless remote, it worked great. The wired remote, as I said, I had some confusion as to which way this was held. Since this is meant to be an overhead hoist, it would make sense that it would be hanging like this and then up and down work properly. Because I'm on the ground using it like this, it just seemed a little bit confusing to me. The instruction manual has the same problem most of these products do. The English conversion is not very good. It makes the manual difficult to read, and if it's difficult to read, you don't bother reading it, and then you might miss something that's actually important in there. Of course, most people don't read the manual anyway, so it doesn't matter. So would I buy this knowing what I know now? Yeah. I was actually looking for something like this, but I was scared to purchase it because I didn't know about the load that I was placing it under. It wasn't horizontal, it wasn't vertical, it was kind of for most of its pull, it's diagonal, so I wasn't sure what to really use out there as far as a winch, and this did the job for me, so I'm really pleased. The real true test will be if 1 or 2 years from now it's still working, but you know, we'll find that out when we get there. So for now, I'm really happy with it, and I'd like to thank Vevor again for sending it over to me. We're making more progress on our restoration project, and I'll be sharing that with you next time. So click that link to the left and come along for the ride.